Okay. NHL 08 Dynasty mode. Carolina Hurricanes. The 2008-2009 playoffs. It's time. We're playing the Atlanta Thrashers in round one. So looking at the Atlanta Thrashers lineup, they got Ilya Kovalchuk, Saku Koivu, and Marian Hossa as their first line. And then as we look deeper, they got Benoit Pouliot, Slater, Jeremy Roenick, They only have one other guy who's even in the 80s with this Slater guy. Everyone else is 70s or below. And let's look at the defense. Nobody in the 80s. Nobody even in the 80s. Who they got in goal? Kari Lehtinen. All right, so they have a decent goalie. We have Cam Ward. He's just as good, if not better. All they have is that line one. That's it. Kovalchuk, Koivu, and Hossa. I mean, there's no defense. There's no depth. I like this matchup. Of course, this is the playoffs. You know, anything can happen. But looking at our lines compared to theirs, look at our depth. 85, 91, 86, 82, 84, 86, 80, 80, 81. We don't have a guy in the 70s until we get to our fourth line. Looking at our defense, I mean, their defensive core makes our defensive core look incredible. Grabeshkov actually has grown by 1 overall point. Love to see that. But yeah, I mean, and then we look at Cam Ward. He's the same as Kari Lehtinen. I like our matchup here. We just got to make it happen. We're going to simulate these games real time. You guys saw in the last video, the simulation goes fast. It's going to be quick pace. Here we go. Game 1 of the 2009 playoffs with the Carolina Hurricanes. First period. Okay, second period. Down by 1. Down by 1. We tied it in the last 5 minutes. Oh, and they win in OT. I tell you what, the Hurricanes and tying games in the last 5 minutes of the game, it's synonymous. But unfortunately, in overtime, that's wild. The first game of the playoffs, we have an overtime loss. We only had 2 overtime losses all season. Then we have an overtime loss. That's awesome. Andrew Ladd is the one that tied it up in the last 2 minutes of the game. Kyle Brodziak scores in overtime to beat the Hurricanes in game 1. All right. I mean, that's their home games. These are their home games, all right? We only need to come away with one. We need to win this next game. Would be ideal. You're not in trouble till you lose at home. So if we can take this next game from them, then we all of a sudden have the upper hand. Let's do it. Oh, that's tough. Okay. Tied up. Oh! Or just win! Or just win! Dustin Pinner and Eric Cole. We scored 2 goals in 30 seconds. Less than in 28 seconds. 2 goals in 28 seconds. Dustin Pinner and Eric Cole take the win in Atlanta. Let's go, baby. Now they're in trouble. Just like I said, you're not in trouble till you lose at home. Now Atlanta's in trouble. But to capitalize, we have to win both our home games. All right. Game 3. Game 3. Come on, baby. Come on, Canes. All right, that's fine. Okay, here we go. Overtime. Yes! Yes, Dustin Pinner again. The big free agency acquisition at the beginning of the season. The Hurricanes are up 2-1 versus the Atlanta Thrashers. Let's go, baby. Hey, not in trouble till you lose at home. Not in trouble till you lose at home. There's only one team that's lost at home so far this series. Game 4. 2-2. 5-2. Let's go. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Holy shit. That, the beginning of that third period scared me. But just like that, the Carolina Hurricanes are up 3-1 versus the Atlanta Thrashers. The Hurricanes have still yet to lose at home this series. And that's 3 wins in a row. Here we go, baby. Elimination game, game 5. The Hurricanes have won 3 games in a row. Can we finish the Atlanta Thrashers right here, right now? Let's get them out of here. Let's get them out of here. First period. Second period. Oh, no. Third period. And tie? Ah, that's it. All right. Atlanta finally gets back and wins a game. We're still up 3-2. All we got to do is win one of these last 2 games. But it would have been really nice to handle it with that game. But nobody's panicking yet. Nobody's panicking yet. We're at home now. We're at home. We haven't lost at home yet. First period. Boom. Second period. Boom. Third period. We're jumping in.
Is a game winner. Well, they've got the one to tie it. Now can they find that one more to put it away? Right now they've got the hero in the form of the
Holy crap, what is this? What is this angle? This is broadcast.
big chance down low. Whistle, face off, had it covered.
Is there a different kind of broadcast? Visual settings, broadcast. Action, ice, classic, overhead, broadcast. This is it. This is the broadcast camera.
Quick shot.
Oh no! And the Thrashers score and with 3 minutes left in the third period to take the lead.
Right place, right time.
They're trying to force a game 7. Oh no. Saku Koivu. Nobody on the rest of this team can do anything. It is only their first line. That's it. Defense. Defense. What are we doing? Up to Eric Stahl. Over to Dustin Penner. Come on, Dustin. Bury it. That's a trip. That's a trip. Oh no, we just keep letting them walk right into the slot. Of course, their first line is going to play this whole entire last 5 minutes of the game. Come on, Keith. Come on, Keith. Come on, Keith. Oh. Okay. Okay. We're pulling our goalie. No. We're pulling the goalie. Step up. Step up. Oh, good block. That's a great block. Come on, take it down the ice. 30 seconds. Come on, Eric. Come on, Dustin. Come on, Eric. Freeze. Freeze. Okay. All right. Face off in the zone. Oh. We got to get a goal here. We got to get a goal. Can I change the aggressiveness? No. Oh! I thought we were going to bury a tight one there. Step up on him. Step up on him. There you go. Oh, no. That's another good block with the empty net. There's only 10 seconds left, though, and we got to go 200 feet down the ice. And, oh, and they missed. 5 seconds. Ah, that's it. 3 seconds. That's going to be it. Nah, they're going to force a game 7. The Atlanta Thrashers and Carolina Hurricanes go into a game 7 in round 1. That is not what you want to see after going up 3-1 in the series. I like this matchup. Of course, this is the playoffs. You know,
anything can happen.
I'm not making any line changes. This team has got us to this point. We were up 3-1 in the series. We can beat the Thrashers. I'm not making any line changes. We just got to come through in game 7 here. All right, game 7, season on the line. Quick sim. Here we go. We're jumping in. First period. Second period. Oh, no. Third period. No, tie it up. Tie it up. No. No.
Anything can happen.
The Atlanta Thrashers, from down 3-1 in the series, come all the way back to eliminate
I like
us
this
in
matchup.
game
Of course, this
7
is the
of round
playoffs.
1 in the
You know,
playoffs.
anything can happen.
Oh, that fucking sucks. Their team is trash. All they have is the first line with 3 guys who are 88 and 90 overall. That's it. That's all they have. And that beats our entire team. Come on, man. Our team was way better than that team. Nobody, no depth can score at all. Like, nobody. Well, nobody scored this game at all for us, so. Oh, that's tough, man. That sucks. All right, looking at our stats in the playoffs, 7 games played. Keith Ballard was a point per game in the playoffs. That's kind of crazy. Dustin Penner with 4 goals in the series. What a monster. Jordan Stahl had 3 goals in the series. Eric Cole had 3 goals, but nobody scored in Game 7, so that doesn't do much. Look at UC Jokinen finally showing up and getting some points, though. 4 points in 7 games. That third line was actually not bad. Marco Sturm, 3 points. Greeno McNeil, 2 points. He was a +2, though, and then a +6. How is UC Jokinen a -4 when Sturm and Greeno McNeil are pluses? I don't really understand. Cam Ward played as well as he always plays. We just didn't get the offense to win. Just didn't have the offense to win. And let's look at Atlanta's stats. 10 points for Ilya Kovalchuk. Marian Hossa, 8 points. Alexei Zhitnik had 8 points. Saku Koivu had 8 points. This was their first line right here. They were all a point per game. Everybody's a point per game. And then Zhitnik, who is a 70-something overall defenseman, 79 overall, 36 years old. He has 8 points in 7 games, 5 assists, and 3 goals. That's awesome. I love that. And here's their depth. Look, their depth didn't do anything. Their depth didn't do anything. They don't have depth, but I guess you don't need depth. All you need is a top line with great players on it. That's all you really need. You don't need depth. Why would you need a full, well-rounded team? All right, well, for 2 years in a row, the Albany River Rats have made the playoffs. They actually had an amazing record. 50 wins, 17 regulation losses, and 13 overtime losses. See, they almost had as many overtime losses as they had regulation losses. And then in the NHL, we had, I mean, you guys know exactly what happened. Anyways, let's see what the AHL squad can do. Down 2-1. 2-2. Down 3-2. And we're out. Eliminated in the second round of the playoffs was the AHL team. The NHL team, the Hurricanes, eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. We all saw that happen. And it's the Buffalo Sabres versus the Minnesota Wild in the Stanley Cup Finals. And right now, Buffalo is up 2-0. Wow, Buffalo. They beat Philadelphia. They were the #1 seed as well. And then they beat Boston. And then they beat Atlanta. So Atlanta actually made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. And Buffalo took them out in 7 games. Buffalo looking dominant here. Minnesota, they beat the Blue Jackets. And then they beat Phoenix, because Phoenix beat Chicago in 7 games. Wow. And then they beat the Calgary Flames. So look at that. The 7th and the 8th seed both advanced. And then you have Minnesota versus Calgary in the Western Conference Finals. And the Buffalo Sabres do win the Stanley Cup. They beat Minnesota 4-2. And that is the 2009 Stanley Cup champions, the Buffalo Sabres. Stanley Cup winners are the Buffalo Sabres. President's Trophy, Buffalo Sabres. So they actually beat the President's Trophy curse. They win the President's Trophy and they win the Stanley Cup. The Buffalo Sabres have made history. Clarence S. Campbell, Minnesota Wild. Prince of Wales, Buffalo Sabres. Art Ross, Ilya Kovalchuk. This guy's going to sweep the awards this season, I already know. Or for the past season. Hart Memorial, Danny Heatley. Sheldon Souray wins the James Norris. Lady Byng, Ilya Kovalchuk. Calder Memorial was Jimmy Howard, a goalie winning the Calder. Look at him. Conn Smythe, 3 years ago, Evgeny Malkin won. And then Alexander Ovechkin. Wow, dude. This game. Conn Smythe, Ryan Miller. Vezina, Mika Kiprasov. William M. Jennings, Mika Kiprasov. Bill Masterton was Tim Connolly. The Jack Adams is that guy. Frank the Selkie goes to Pierre-Marc Bouchard. Lester B. Pearson, Danny Heatley. And Sidney Crosby gets the Maurice Richard Trophy. So this is how the retirements work in NHL 08. They just send you an email and they give you a list. You don't even get to see the team. You don't even get to see the career stats or anything like that. So let's see if anybody from Carolina retired. No. Nobody on the team retired. Joe Sakic retired. Yaroslav Spacek retired. Aaron Ward, Jeremy Roenick, Rob Niedermeyer. All these guys have retired. Nobody from the Hurricanes, though. But Eric Lindros, Nicholas Lidstrom, Rob Blake, Pavel Demitra. I'll just scroll through all these and y'all can look at all the names. Jaromir Jagr is finally retired. All right, so we're going to hop into the NHL draft here. I think since we only did one round of the playoffs, we'll go ahead and do the NHL draft and the re-signing phase. All right, so we have the 15th pick. It looks like there's some high overall players being taken in this draft. To be completely honest, I have no idea how to read potential in this game. I think it has something to do with this league interest over here. But I'm not 100% sure. This guy looks good, though, left wing. I think we got to take this guy. He looks like the highest skilled player, and he has a high league interest, so maybe he'll have potential. From Lithuania. All right, round 2, we're taking Brandon Ferguson, an 18-year-old center from Norway. Second round with high league interest. Pierre St. Pierre. This guy's name is Pierre St. Pierre. So, that's who we're drafting. Pierre St. Pierre. All right, so we got a couple guys we have to re-sign here. Eric Stahl, #1 priority. We got to lock him in. Jordan Stahl, number 1.5 priority. We got to lock him in. Keith Ballard, he didn't want to sign at last offseason. He has gone up in overall, though. So I feel like we need to lock this guy in. We saw the defense on other teams. It's hard to get any decent defenders in this game. So we need to lock Keith Ballard up as well. So Eric Stahl, we have $15 million in cap space, and he wants pretty much half of that. And I'm fine with giving it to him. 6 years for $6.5 million. I would totally take that for Eric Stahl. Jordan Stahl, 6 years. Let's go $2.5 million. This is an absolute steal if he accepts this. If he takes that deal, that is unbelievable. But we're going to send it. Keith Ballard, my guy, you kind of want a lot of money. I think I'm going to hold off on Keith Ballard for now. Andrew Ladd, 6 years, $1.5 million. What do you say? Eric Stahl doesn't want to re-sign because we offered him 6 years. He doesn't like the idea of 6 years, so we're gonna have to overpay him if we want him for that long. Jordan Stahl re-signs for 6 years at $2.5 million. Wow. We just robbed him of his career earnings. Eric Stahl is not going to re-sign for 6 years. We're just gonna have to offer him a 3-year deal. Okay, thank God we re-signed Eric Stahl. He was not going to accept 6 years. Clearly, it's important for him to get what he wants for the contract duration. So we signed him for 3 years at $6.5 million, or maybe it was 6.750. But either way, we got Eric Stahl locked up. That's huge. I gave Andrew Ladd more money than necessary to get him to sign. Same with Tim Gleason. Look at that. You just got to give them some fucking money and they'll sign with you. So I'm having trouble deciding on Keith Ballard. He's 82 overall, 26 years of age with 85 potential. But he wants 4.2 million and I only have 6.2 in available cap. I feel like I could sign 2 good defensemen for 6.2 million. versus signing 1 for 4.2. But I don't know. I'm going to offer Keith Ballard a money-saving deal, a team-friendly deal. Let's go 3.5. I doubt he'll accept that, but if he accepted that offer, then I'd be happy. So Keith Ballard rejects the team-friendly offer. That makes sense. I might offer him 3.750, but I don't know if I want to give him $4 million. All right, 2 years, 3.750. What do you say? Keith Ballard did accept the offer. So we offered him $3.750 million, and he accepts it. I mean, we took a pretty big chunk off of his asking price, and he accepted it. So Keith Ballard, he's not testing the free agency market again. The Hurricanes have locked him up on the very last day of free agency, actually. So we actually made a trade. We traded UC Jokinen for Frederick Sjustrom. UC Jokinen was getting paid a good bit. We're having really bad salary cap issues this year. The salary cap is $51.3 million. Right now we are currently at $51.275. So there's only $25,000 we're under the salary cap. So we had to trade UC Jokinen, and this includes our depth guys, just to be able to have these depth guys right here. And even still, we have to have Carson and Bowlerice up because their salaries are 0.65. If we look down in the AHL, we have Marco Sturm and Justin Keller, who I was hoping to be able to bring up to the NHL this year. But their Marco Sturm's salary is 3.425. We don't have the salary space. Justin Keller, his salary is 1.1. Nicholas Wallin, 1.75. We don't have the space for these guys on the NHL roster. So we had to trade UC Jokinen just to be able to make space, to be able to have some of these depth guys for injuries. And even just to be able to get Jordan Stahl on the team, to get Andrew Ladd up on the team. We had to make a lot of moves. It was tough trading away UC Jokinen, but we've seen before his simulation for us has not been good. He's more of a dangler player type, and he just wasn't simulating well for us. So I think our team might actually get better from that move. But yeah, we needed to free up some salary cap space. Honestly, I might have to trade Marco Sturm. This guy's an NHL player, and I can't play him on my team because his salary cap is $3.5 million. We just don't have that space. Come the season start, maybe I can trade him for some draft picks. But with all that being said, we don't have the money for free agents. Our team is our team, so we're going to simulate up to the next season. So here's a look at the lines for the start of year 3. They look largely the same. Dustin Penner, Eric Stahl, Justin Williams, Jordan Stahl, Eric Cole, and Tuomo Ruutu. Then here's a little bit of change. Marco Sturm and UC Jokinen are off the team. Andrew Ladd and Chad LaRose have now grown to the point where they can play for our defensive third line. Maybe we look at replacing Greeno McNeil and get a more defensive center. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. The fourth line, Joseph Vasicek, Dwight Helmanen, and Frederick Sjustrom. Frederick Sjustrom. Yeah, so that's the team. I feel like it looks a lot like last year, except Sturm and Jokinen are off the team. Andrew Ladd, Chad LaRose get promoted. Joseph Vasicek and Frederick Sjustrom are now playing. Defense, I've switched it up a little bit. I'm putting Keith Ballard on the second line just to kind of spread out the defense a little bit, to spread out the overall. Yoni Pikkanen's going to be on the first line. Andre Mazzaro, Sladislav Smeed, Grabeshkov, and Gleason. There's a look at the power play lines real quick. Here's a look at the penalty kill. And here's the goalies. Cam Ward has actually grown to an 87. 25 years old, 87. So Cam Ward is getting better, which means the team should be getting better, right? All right, guys. So it was a quick but exciting playoff run. Disappointed to get kicked out of the first round after being up 3-1 in the series. But like I said at the end of last video, at least we made it into the playoffs. Year 1 was abysmal. Year 2, we made it into the playoffs. Year 3, now we're starting to get some expectations, all right? So now we got to get back into the playoffs again. And that's really where we're at. Anything less than that is going to be a disappointment. So we got to get into the playoffs this year. We're going to jump into that simulation in the next video. We play the Florida Panthers 4 times in the first 2 weeks of this season. What is that? What is that all about? All right, well, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.